All right, the next story is from our good pal Llama Arts. Y'all know we got to get a Llama Arts in, all right? It's called A Bus Stop Horror Story. Let's get it. Let's get it. Man, I'm hungry.
This happened when I was 17 years old. I would go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and ride the bus home. It was a Sunday and I had just missed my bus, so I had to wait longer for another one.
Ooh.
I would have called my parents, but they were out for the evening, and taxis charged more, so I decided to sit and wait in the bus shelter. It was a cold night, and snow had just started peppering the ground.
Is that the theme?
My bus was taking longer than usual, so I got my phone out and listened to some music. Almost an hour had passed. It was freezing and I hadn't seen anyone at all. That was until I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. It was a creepy guy dressed in thick layers of clothing.
Right. We gonna pause it right here. Nah. Corey, zoom in on his face. Listen. Okay, first of all, this man was at the bus stop for an hour. Sucker, you could have walked home at this point. But listen, you see a man coming towards you, it's nighttime, you outside by yourself, and he look like this. Corey, zoom in on him again. Look at this man. He has nothing to lose, okay? You got your freaking earpods in, you got your fade. He is about to rob and kill you. So you already know. You already know I got the antidote for him. If you want to try something, sir, I got the antidote for you, okay? If you want to come over here and try something, go ahead and try it. And yes, I carry this around in my book bag, all right? If I was him, first of all, I wouldn't have been sitting there for no hour. But if I was, for some reason, maybe my leg broke. I ain't about to eat these buckshots, all right?
Walking slowly towards me. I knew staring at him would draw more attention, so I just focused on my phone.
Bro.
He sat down at the other end of the shelter
Look
and
at
stared
him!
at me. There was
Hey. What you over there listening to?
something off about him. He seemed like he was either drunk or on drugs. He then asked,
"When is the bus due?"
I took out my earphones and said,
I think it's delayed because of the snow.
He stared at me for a while, then started mumbling to himself. He was really starting to creep me out, so I pretended to be on my phone. After a couple of minutes, I took another look. He'd moved closer to me.
Bro, get
I
up!
looked away for a second, then heard the sound of him sliding even closer. I turned to him and said,
You okay there?
He stared at me with glossy eyes, lifted his arm and leaned towards me. Immediately, I grabbed my bag and ran as he fell to the ground. I ran down the road, trying my hardest not to look back. I kept going until I got to the next bus stop. I turned around to check to see if he was there. He was gone, so I went to sit down. Feeling relieved, I rested my head on the back of the glass and waited for the bus.
Bro. Oh!
I jolted and turned around to see the same guy staring at me through
Are you
the glass.
serious?
What the hell is wrong with you?
Then he started walking around the shelter towards me.
Bro, get up!
I'm warning you, stay back.
I yelled in panic as I was backing up. I wanted to run, but I left my bag in the shelter and I couldn't leave without it.
I wanted to run, but I couldn't run without my backpack. What you got? The T virus in there? You got freaking nuclear codes? What is in this bag that's worth your life? Bro, my baby could be in that bag. I'm hitting him with the swim move and I'm out.
Suddenly, the man leaped at me and I quickly moved out of the way. He fell to the ground face first.
Gosh.
I froze in shock, then noticed the blood coming from his face. I tried to get a response out of him.
It's like a
but
bodied
nothing worked.
himself.
I called the police and paramedics and they arrived shortly after. I told them what had happened and they told me that the guy was on prescription drugs. They found a photo in his wallet of him and his son. The boy looked just like me, so we assumed he thought I was him. I later learned that he had lost his son in a custody battle and went off the rails. He was taken away for treatment. That was the last I saw of him.
Dang.
I got my driver's license shortly after, and have never been on a bus since.
Ooh.
It was a late, moonless, snowy night. I heard the chilling cry of a bobcat as I arrived home from my parents' house, where we had just had Thanksgiving dinner in northern Michigan. Exhausted,
Michigan? I recognize him! That's my boy Dylan!
Exhausted, I had finally made it to my bed when my pregnant girlfriend asked for nacho cheese munchies. Reluctantly, I laced up my boots and went to my car. Due to the cold, it took me a while to start the car, which only made me more irritated. But eventually I got it started, and I arrived at the convenience store to retrieve my girlfriend's mandated snacks. As I left the store, walking back towards my car,
Hello?
I saw a shadow of movement out of the corner of my eye. What looked like a person stood near the dumpster, just out of the light. I stepped towards the figure, and she looked at me with a giant
Let's do a quick little survey. I'm gonna pass it on over to our game show host. Thanks, Corey. So, before we get started... That's not a mic, that's a lint roller! Someone kill that guy. Sir, come over here, please. Wait, no, I was just kidding. Yeah. Stop moving, sir. Wait, sir. Get off me! You earned that one, pal. Hey! Alright, let's continue. Would you A, go investigate the creepy old lady? B, run for your life through the woods? C, get in your car and drive home? Or D, call 911? If you answered anything other than A, good job. You are going to survive. It seems that we got some interference.
like a person stood near the dumpster, just out of the light. I stepped towards the figure, and she looked at me with a giant, sinister smile.
Oh!
Her face was so weathered, it looked like she had cracks all over her face. She was crouched down and appeared to be chewing on something.
Oh!
I looked to see what she was chewing on. To my surprise, it was a severed arm. It looked old, as if it had been rotting for
Look at her
weeks.
teeth!
I saw her glance at something in her pocket. I could see the
Oh, it's a
outline
knife.
of
It's
what
a knife.
looked like a pocket knife. As soon as I looked back up, she quickly charged me. I pushed her away and ran back to the convenience store.
Okay, last time I'm a bossy, bro. You see that freaking poem? Freaking poem of justice!
Burst through the door and frantically yelled towards the cashier to call the police as I turned to lock it. He asked me, "What's going on?" I scowled at him.
Oh,
and
what's
said,
going on with your hair?
"Please, just call the cops." I looked back outside and saw the woman had moved across the street and was still scrutinizing me as she maintained her benevolent grin. "Look, there's a girl out there who's trying to kill me." Looking over me, he replied, "I don't see anyone out there, sir." Those words shook me, even to this day. When the police reached the gas station, they began looking around for the woman while one of the officers asked me what had happened, and I told him the details of the encounter. One of the officers came back and said he couldn't find anything.
Oh, man.
I then took them back to where I first noticed her. We spent a few minutes intently searching, but there was no proof she was ever even
No
there.
blood on the ground?
The officer cocked his head and looked at me as if I was deranged and asked me in a judgmental tone, "Are you feeling okay?" I was about to defend myself,
Wow.
and then I started to think. I am tired, and I have had a couple of drinks, so I just told him, "Yes, sir. Sorry for bothering you. I hope you have a nice night." And then I drove home. I got home at around 4 o'clock in the morning. My girlfriend greeted me with an angered but concerning tone of voice. She asked me,
Where were you? Are you okay?
so
Go
I
get
told
your
her
pregnant
everything
boy
that
in the bed.
happened. Of course, she didn't believe me. I couldn't get to sleep that night. I sat in my bed questioning my sanity, wondering if it was all even real.
It was real.
Crazy? Maybe I'm just tired.
No.
But no, that can't be it. I saw it.
I palm
But
fisted her.
if I saw it, why was there no proof? Where did the arm go? Where did she go? Before I knew it, it was 7 in the morning, and I had to go to work.
Damn.
I threw on my jacket as I was about to head to the construction site, and I put my hand in my pocket and noticed that there was a hole in it. It wasn't there the other day. I thought, what if she caught my jacket as I ran? Which further proves my suspicion that she was real.
What?
I couldn't believe it. My mind completely went wild until my girlfriend kissed me goodbye. I told my friends at work what had happened, and they didn't believe me either. They made jokes about it the entire day, but I had my bowling tournament that day, so that gave me something to look forward to. I got home and hung my vest and jacket up and rapidly put on my bowling shoes and got my bowling ball. My girlfriend looked at me with a pleasant smile and said,
When will you be back?
"Probably around 11.
Don't be long.
What you laughing at?
I won't. Don't worry." At around 10:30, the tournament had finally finished, and we had won. I was so thrilled
Look
I
at
had
my
forgotten
dude's
about
neck.
the woman. As we were leaving, I noticed something at the other end of the parking lot. It was that psychotic woman. We stared at each other for what felt like an eternity. She slowly started moving towards me while waving her knife in the air and making cuts.
Ask your boys, do
Quickly
y'all see
jumped
that?
into my car and turned it on. As I looked up, I saw she was standing in front of me, staring at me. She slowly walked over to my window, and she said in a quiet, deep, and scratchy voice,
Little pig, let me in.
Ugh.
I was frozen in fear, but I snapped back to reality when she banged on the roof of my car, screaming. I quickly slammed my foot on the accelerator and didn't let off it until I couldn't see her anymore. When I arrived home, I told my girlfriend what had happened. Like last time, she didn't believe me. I really thought I was insane,
Dude.
but I tried to forget about it and get some sleep.
Okay, last time. Why didn't he just ask his friends? They were standing right there. Hey guys, I might be on this lean still from last night, so do y'all see that girl at the other end of the parking lot or not? Now, if they bros, they're gonna be like, it's like, are you on that lean again? Or they're gonna be like, yeah, who is that? Do you know her? In which case, you will have proven if you're crazy or not.
Later that night, I woke up and saw her in my room. All she said was, "Let me in," over and over as she got closer. She then started shouting,
Let me in, let me in, let me in. Let me in.
Come on, Paul. Stop being difficult.
Whoa!
I was wondering how in the world my girlfriend hadn't heard this going on. The woman was right next to me.
Hit
and
her!
held up a knife to me. That's when I fainted. I woke startled in my room, dripping with sweat. Then I remembered I don't have a girlfriend,
Huh?
nor a house, or a family.
Come on, Paul. Time for your morning meds. Let me in.
This last story is called Babysitting Stories Animated.
It was during a blizzard in Valley Stream. I was getting paid $250 to watch some couple's kid while they went away for the weekend.
Hey.
His name was Matthew. This took place on the first night, which was a Friday night. Matthew was already supposedly asleep, while I was in the living room watching a movie. I got a knock at the door
What the frick is you watching?
and looked at the clock. It was close to midnight. There was no way I was opening it. Not even 10 seconds later,
Oh my god!
sound of
Could you imagine it being like midnight? And then somebody just at your freaking front door like,
I heard the sound of 2 or 3 men angrily 10 seconds later, I heard the sound of 2 or 3 men angrily banging on the door, telling me to open up. I felt like
many
my heart
dudes
was
is
about
out
to
there?
stop. I took a peek through the blinds, and there was somebody standing right on the other side of the window.
Oh my
I
god.
fell back in fear, and after managing to get back on my feet, I ran to the kitchen phone first thing to call the police. They said because of the weather, it could take a while for an officer to get here. I was told to take the child and hide somewhere until an officer arrived. They wanted to keep me on the line, but I wasn't thinking clearly in the heat of the moment and hung up. However, it wasn't until I ran through the living room that I realized the banging had stopped.
What?
I took a second peek through the living room window. Nobody was there now.
Oh my gosh, where are they? Oh!
I heard the sound of glass
You
shattering
did.
from a few rooms over. My knees started to feel weak as I realized
did.
they had just broken the window and were about to climb into the house. I had to
You
run
mad?
to get
Go home.
Matthew. I couldn't just leave without him. Of course, when I got upstairs, there was no time left to run back downstairs, as I already heard footsteps and laughter coming from downstairs.
Oh my god.
I covered Matthew's mouth with my hand as I ran with him into his toy closet. A few minutes dragged on to what felt like half an hour as we sat there in the dark closet. Matthew began to squeal as footsteps on the carpet
Yo,
reached
mouth
the outside
up!
of his bedroom door. There was more than one person. They came inside.
No.
There weren't many places
No!
to hide in this room.
Oh my gosh.
I was actually reflecting on my whole life, so sure I was gonna die. We heard the sound of a police siren outside, even from in the closet, and then I heard one of the men in the room mutter, "Aw, sh." I opened the door back up as I heard at least 3 pairs of footsteps hurriedly rushing down.
The police got there in about a hot 7 seconds. Let that had been Detroit, Michigan. Good luck. We'll be there in about 45 minutes.
Stairs. They didn't get far, as the police later found their footprints in the backyard, leading to our shed. There were 5 men in total, and they were all arrested.
5? Oh, this one is creepy. Why, his name is Maxie. I already know. Llama Arts. It's been a minute since we, Llama, we got that.
During my holiday, I
Alright.
spent about 3 weeks in Japan. I arrived pretty late, so I couldn't check into the hotel that I initially booked. So I booked the cheapest hotel that I could find nearby.
Okay.
Aesthetically, it was quite nice, but it did have easy access to the building, meaning anyone could come in and go to any room as they please. Plus, there was no security in sight.
Oh, that's
After
not good.
arriving in my room, I ordered some food and watched some TV.
That's
I
what
was
you
still
watching?
pretty jet-lagged from the flight, so I started to get ready for bed. As I was falling asleep, I felt the urge to double-check the door just to see if it was locked. I didn't
There
think
you go.
anything was going to happen, but I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Thank you.
About 5 minutes after I checked the door, I heard footsteps outside. Initially, I thought it was someone leaving their room, but the footsteps started to pick up speed. The sound started getting louder and louder, and I started to freak out a little.
Maybe they ain't
All
footsteps.
of a sudden, the sound stopped. I looked at the light shining through the bottom of my door, and there was a shadow of a person.
Oh.
At first, I thought it was room service, but it was too late for that. Or maybe it was some drunk idiot who was at the wrong room.
Bruh.
As soon as I switched my light on, the shadow disappeared. I was
They did.
confused, but I reluctantly went back to bed. That's when I suddenly heard scratching coming from my door.
What?
So I immediately turned my light on and shouted.
Who's there?
After a moment of silence, I heard the footsteps slowly fade away. At this point, I was thinking it could
He in Japan too. Probably don't know a lick of Japanese. I'm like, Dare desu ka? Dare! Jisu wa kirei na hoteru da yo.
I was thinking it could be some kids messing around, so I got up, opened the door, and peeked my head outside. I glanced in both directions down the dark and slim hallways. That's when my heart stopped.
Bro.
A
Close-
man emerged from the darkness and ran
Bro,
erratically
close-
towards me. His
Close.
face was contorted as he screamed, and I could see he
Dude.
was holding a knife in his right
Close
hand.
the door!
As he got closer, I could see him more clearly. He had disgusting long, dirty
Oh!
hair. His clothes were ripped, and he had cuts and bruises all over. I quickly slammed my door and pressed
Thank
against
you.
it, praying that the man would just go away. After what felt like hours, I finally gathered my courage and looked through the peephole. He was gone.
guys.
I let out a sigh of relief and checked the people again. My heart started pumping faster than ever before. He was right in front of the door. He was wearing a maniacal smile on his face, and all of a sudden he raised his knife and yelled,
I'm gonna kill you!
I
What?
jumped back and kept my
He's
eyes
a
locked
regular
on the
white
bottom of
dude?
the door as I backed up to my bed. I grabbed my phone and started dialing the police. As I raised the phone to my ear, I saw that the shadow was gone. When the police arrived, I tried to explain what happened, and they checked the security cameras. They almost immediately recognized the man. He had been doing this to people for a while now, and the police had been trying to track him down for months. After a long night of no sleep, I finally arrived at the right hotel that I had booked initially in Tokyo.
Thank you.
That creepy guy was still on my mind, but I thought the chances of him being here were pretty slim, so I didn't bother locking my door that night.
What is wrong with
At
you?
12:05 a.m., I woke up to a big bang next to me. I turned around to see the same guy passed out on the floor, with a knife in hand. I was in shock.
Are you?
How did he find me? I quickly ran out of the room and locked him inside.
How you lock him
Cops
inside the
came
room?
and he was finally arrested. Let's just say I'm always going to be locking my doors from now on.
Bro, we thought you was smart in the beginning. Black Steel Diner.
On a cold, dark night, around 2 in the morning, a young man and his father sat in a remote 24-hour diner waiting to be served.
This narrator got a nice voice. Guys, low-key, I feel like I have a great, like, narration voice. Like, check me out. There was a man. Stop. You're making me laugh.
The older man, who was sadly, slowly going senile, had insisted on going out for some soup. Not having the energy to argue, the son took him out, for at least this way his father would be happy, and then he could get some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
The waiter walked over, welcomed them to the diner, and then asked if they were ready to order, to which they replied they were.
That looked
The
crazy.
waiter recommended for them to try the burgers.
Way to look crazy.
Best in the West, he said, with a smile that made their skin crawl. They declined and proceeded to order what they came for. The old man ordered tomato soup, and the son a coffee. When the waiter walked away, the son asked his father if he had thought the waiter looked familiar. Not surprisingly, the father said he had never seen him before. But why? He asked. The son proceeded to tell him that he thought he looked a lot like a man he saw on the news that was wanted for murder in another state, but he could easily be mistaken. This made the father quite uncomfortable, so he told his son to shut up and change the subject. Instead, the son then got up, told his father he was going to the bathroom and would be back in a minute.
Uh-oh.
The father waited and waited. Almost 15 minutes had passed, and his son hadn't returned.
Bro, go check
He
on
also
him.
hadn't seen the waiter again. Where was his son? And where was his soup? Just as he finished asking himself
Where's my son? But more importantly, where's my soup?
this, the waiter appeared with the soup.
Oh, that's blood.
Well, you took your time with that, the old man said.
Dang.
I'm sorry, sir, said the waiter.
Old people.
We had some issues in the kitchen. Where's my son? The old man asked the waiter. Oh, I'm sure he's not far. I have a feeling you'll be seeing him really soon. And with this, he placed the bowl down on the table with a smile that would have given anyone the creeps. The old man turned to his soup and then dipped his spoon in to take his first mouthful. As he lifted the spoon, something else came with it.
Oh!
Some glasses. What the hell? He thought to himself. A horrible chill ran through his body when he realized whose glasses they were. His son's. The old man looked across at the waiter and was overcome with rage when he saw the waiter's sickly grin staring
you
back
about
at
to
him.
die now.
He grabbed a knife, leapt out of his seat, and stabbed the waiter in the chest. The blade went straight through his heart, and while bleeding profusely all over the floor,
Yeah.
he died.
Boy.
Right at this moment, The son appeared from the kitchen and screamed at his father. No!
What?
Done! It was a prank. We were playing a prank. The old man couldn't believe what he was hearing. A prank? But he's a... Oh my God, he thought to himself as the reality quickly set in. I've killed him. The father and son had to act quickly. They grabbed the body and decided to stash it in the cool room.
Yo! No! Call the police! No, that's on y'all, alright? That ain't on the dad!
To buy them some time. They would then clean the floor
Y'all
and
play too
disappear
much.
as if they had never been there.
Y'all princes everywhere.
Perfect, they thought. There were no witnesses and no one to stop them. Well, that's what they thought, until they slid back the door to the cool room and were greeted by a sight so shocking it made both of them wish they were dead. They had disturbed the waiter's brother, hard at work, making meat for burgers. The best in the West, apparently. Not that they would ever know.
That was the cleanest double twist I've ever... Oh. Dang! Now you know he did. Now my question is, what animal? It got flies on it. That was the daughter or son or baby, whatever. That was a calf of something else. You done messed up. Uh-huh. Reload. No, don't go down there. Reload. See, you back yourself into a corner. Actually, that's a nice camping spot. Hope you got some more buckshots in your coat. Ooh, he looking for him. What? I didn't jump. That was y'all. That wasn't me. Oh yeah, he definitely sleep on that. Or he might have died. Dang. What? What? These intros, they just put you in a creepy my gosh.
Story happened to me on a Thursday night when I was home alone in my apartment complex.
Bet.
I live with my roommate Josh, who was usually out with his girlfriend, so that gave me the luxury of having the place to
Freaking
myself.
Josh.
I was video chatting with 3 classmates
Simp.
of mine on Facebook Messenger. Their names were Eric, Craig, and Cindy. This was my first interaction with them as our professor selected us to be in a group project together.
Okay.
Throughout the night, we brainstormed ideas while getting more acquainted with one another. This is when the story gets a bit weird.
How?
Eric spontaneously asked the group chat, "Hey guys, want to see something cool?"
No.
What is it?
"Getting an A+ in this project would be cool." "Sure, man, what's up?"
That's
Eric
me.
sends the group chat a photo. I click the chat icon and see a disturbing image of a woman with her arms and legs missing.
Listen, Eric, what are you sending this to me for? This is gonna be... Oh my... Y'all know what this is, right? No! It's one of those chain email things. Send this to 5 people or you die. Then those 5 people gotta send it to 5 more people or they die. Now it's 25 people that's sitting in this. Thank you. And that sneeze does not take away this serious moment. Don't involve me in none of this foolery, Eric.
What the hell?
Ew! Why are you sending us this?
Right.
Dude, where the hell did you get that photo?
I'll tell you, but you guys really need to keep this a secret. Promise me you won't tell anyone.
What are you, a killer?
This isn't marketing related, but okay, I guess.
Sure, dude. Please don't tell me you were the sicko who took that pic.
I didn't. I actually got the photo from the dark web.
Dude, you go on the dark web?
What's the dark web?
Bad idea, don't.
Supposedly it's this hidden part of the internet where you can buy illegal stuff. I personally wasn't that educated about the dark web, but I did hear rumors about it growing up. I've always acknowledged the existence of these kinds of things growing up, but I was still unaware as to what potential atrocities lie within the online world.
Bad one.
Eric then says,
Yeah, I just recently started getting into it. I found the photo from one of the forums I came across called Homemade Dolls. Here's the full-size picture.
He then sends us the exact same photo, except this time it had a description.
Homemade dolls? I want y'all to know that junk is real. Y'all remember Welcome to the Game. I look through the people? Oh! What the heck? Oh! That was the premise, where they kidnap girls and then they hollow them out and then, I don't know, wax them, or I don't know the process, guys. So that junk is real, man. I can't be convinced otherwise.
Box next to it with the title Doll Number 20. Why the hell of all people did I have to be in a group project with this
Eric?
The details in the description stated inhumane acts that can be performed on the victims before being shipped to their buyers. I felt pretty disgusted reading the dialogue, but I was still somewhat skeptical about the whole thing. It was hard to deny its legitimacy, though. The authenticity of the image looked too real to be a hoax.
To be honest, this looks photoshopped.
I don't know. It looks pretty real to me.
Yeah, Eric,
Dude,
don't
that's
send us no more of this
disgusting. Why do you
bullcrap.
even go on sites like that?
Right.
Well, I only go on it occasionally.
Midway through Eric's sentence, a random user joins the video chat.
Who is it?
Who's that?
I don't know.
I swear to God, we better not be getting hacked.
Eric, is this one of your stupid friends from the dark web? I'm gonna call the cops if it is.
That's when I decide to move my mouse cursor to exit the video chat.
It's stuck.
Why the hell isn't this working? Come on, work, damn it.
Turn your computer
My
off.
cursor was resisting to move no matter how many times I clicked or moved my mouse. That's when the random user's video turned on. It was a guy wearing a pig mask. The mask didn't look like some dollar store knockoff. It looked like the skinned face of an actual pig. He wore it like he was Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Hey, is anybody seeing what I'm seeing? Eric, dude, I really hope this isn't a stupid prank.
It's not, dude. I don't even know who that is.
Why is there a guy wearing a pig mask on my screen?
Guys, what's going on?
I don't know why, but something about that moment, I just knew. I was looking into the eyes of what true evil looks like. That's when my classmate's video chat completely froze. The only screen functioning was the pigman's. It seemed like our computers were being hijacked. I couldn't quite comprehend what was going on till I heard the pigman say, "Can you see me? Say yes if you can hear me."
Say it!
I reply with, "Yes, what do you want from me?" in an uncontrollable stutter. You know that feeling you get when you're with someone for so long, every single day just drags and becomes a routine? Well, I just want something new and fresh, you know? Something vibrant that will make me feel alive again. I just need a new doll. What do you say? Does that sound like a brilliant plan to you? I was completely appalled by what was
Voice
transpiring.
acting is nuts.
That's when I hear a muffled female's voice in the background. The pigman then swivels the camera towards the direction of the muffled voice, only to reveal a woman with no arms and legs. She had duct tape on her mouth and a chain bound around her neck. The woman was flailing her severed arms wildly in a desperate attempt to escape.
A couple seconds later, the pigman approaches her while holding an axe. The
Yeah.
kind of axe lumberjacks use to chop down trees.
Kill me!
I began to hyperventilate as I knew the inevitable fate this woman was about to endure. He then raises the axe up in the air. I begin screaming from the top of my
Turn your
lungs.
computer
Leave her
off!
alone or I'm calling the cops! As I took my last glance at the woman, I realized that it was the same woman in the photo that Eric sent. That's when the pigman smashes the axe against the woman's skull repeatedly. I practically leap up from my chair and begin to vomit.
Took a while for that bile to build up.
This sadistic display was unbearable. What the hell is going on? Someone tell me I'm dreaming. There's no way this is real. I look back on the screen, only to see nothing. Like the whole thing was just a bad dream, or a figment of my imagination. What the hell just happened? I know I'm not going crazy. I immediately messaged my classmates in the group chat saying, please tell me you guys saw all of that. Did any of you see the pigman? We need to report him. Yeah, I briefly saw him, but then my video chat ended.
Same here. That was weird as hell.
Must have been a hacker. Thank God my screen went back to normal. Did you see anything, Terrence? I respond as nonchalantly as I can, saying, yeah, basically what you guys saw. I think it's best that we just put this behind us and move on from here, you know? I didn't know if that was the right decision. I didn't want to further escalate the situation. Acknowledging the pigman's existence was one thing, but going into further detail about afterwards just felt unnecessary. This is the part where I wish the story ends.
What?
It's been a year since the incident. I ended up dropping out and taking the semester off due to the mental trauma.
Look at these cereals. Yo, Horror Shorts Party. Let's just hook your boy up with a little Corey Kenshin Easter egg. And I already got the name for the cereal. Samurai Booty-O's. Oh, Booty-O's sounds like booty holes. I'ma press play.
I endured. I now work at a local retail store. I was coming home from work one day and I saw an envelope sitting in my mail slot. I open it and discover the most horrifying thing that sends shivers down my spine. It was a picture of my classmate Cindy, except she had no legs and no arms. The picture was titled Doll Number 21.
Let's read.
Number 1.
These are 2-sentence horror stories. That means they're gonna be quick, getting them off like hotcakes.
I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like hammering woke me. After that, I could barely hear the muffled sound of dirt covering the coffin over my own scream.
Oh!
Number 2.
Buried alive.
I woke up to hear knocking on glass. At first, I thought it was the window, until I heard it come from the mirror again.
Oh my God!
Number 3. There was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone.
Bro, I'm about to start crying. I am about to start crying. Look at my hand. Imagine you wake up and you grab your phone. Let me check Twitter, check my Insta. You go to your freaking camera roll. There's a picture of you. Like, sleep. Somebody freaking standing over you. Bro, how did this picture get in my phone, dude? Oh, I'm about to start crying. Guys, I told you, when I get creeped out, I live alone, dude.
Number 4. My wife woke me up last night to tell me there was an intruder in our house. She was murdered by an intruder 2 years ago. Number 5.
Oh, you having nightmares, my guy.
I never go to sleep. But I keep waking up.
Oh!
Number 6.
What?
The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long, rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my scream. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream. But as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door.
Oh! Oh, shoot, bro. Yo, these are fire. Yo, I'm running. I'm jumping out a window. Oh my God. He had a nightmare. The last thing he saw was 12:07. He then proceeded to get bodied by some witch from Left 4 Dead. He wakes up from the dream, sees the clock say 12:05, at which point, if I could commandeer his physical entity, would have proceeded. Ooh! I'm out of the window. I'm doing 4 somersaults and I'm landing on the front lawn. Naruto running to the police station. You wake up like, what do? You just saw your death. You know what's about to happen in 60 seconds.
Number 7.
That was the most fire one.
There's nothing like the laughter of a baby. Unless it's 1 a.m. and you're home alone. Number 8.
Thanks, nah.
I begin tucking him into bed, and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed."
Oh!
I always thought my cat had a staring problem. She always seemed fixated on my face. Until one day, when I realized that she was always looking just behind me.
Yeah, you're dead. Oh, this is number 10.
A girl heard her mom yell her name from downstairs.
Yeah, we
So
saw
she got
this. I see why this was number 10. Alright, you guys. That was another spooky, scary Sunday. Hopefully those videos and animations, give you, nightmares of your own. If you wake up in the middle of the night and it's 12:05, you got 2 minutes, buddy. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Be sure to Samurai slice that like button. It sounded like my voice. I'll be right back, guys. Hello? Ooh. Disturbing true Snapchat stories.
This happened a week ago. Up until a few days ago, I went to a small, local gym in my now previous New Jersey town called Black Bear Fitness.
I like the style.
One day, I had the misfortune of running into some skinny, awkward, yet creepy-looking kid, probably 18 years old. He didn't look like he belonged in a gym at all.
He don't.
I had headphones in and I was doing my set when I heard him saying something to me, but it was muffled by the music. I was already annoyed with this kid, given that he was breaking an unwritten rule of the gym. Don't try to talk to somebody when they're doing their sets.
Right! Leave my man alone!
I took my time finishing my set, and then took my headphones out to ask if he needed something. Then he started acting like I looked familiar, but right away I knew this kid was just trying some pathetic attempt at making friends. I assured him I didn't, but the kid wouldn't stop talking to me. I'll skip most of the conversation, but eventually he actually asked me for my Instagram and...
Y'all know something is wrong here, right? Look at my man Kicks.
Yikes.
That's step 1. My man got some sort of sandal with socks on. Don't even stop there. My man been wearing them socks for a couple weeks now. Your hair looks sweaty. You got a long sleeve on. Take something off, man. But so far, I'm liking this. Hold up.
And Snapchat, weirdly enough, and for whatever reason, I gave them to him. Instead of just saying something like, "Buddy, I'm trying to work out," or "I don't have social media." After I gave him my Snapchat and Instagram, however, I did kind of urge him to let me resume my workout.
Why did you give
He finally
a stranger?
seemed to get the message and walked away.
He gave a stranger.
Not without saying bye like 3 times though.
Oh, you're weird, man. You're awkward.
That night, I got a snap on my phone saying from Sean.
No.
I immediately sighed.
What do you
and said,
want?
Oh, no. Just wondering why the hell the kid would snap me.
Right.
I opened the snap.
Oh!
And the kid was in a...
Yeah. Yo! Somebody get that man! Okay, if you're a straight dude sending another straight dude poses like this, sit down, chief. We gotta have a chat. Hit him with the... Just got out of the bath. You gave a stranger your Snapchat. Nah. Y'all can follow my Instagram though, I'll wait. Hey, we trying to get the numbers up, yeah?
A creepy, weird pose, face way too close to the camera, with his head resting in his hand and a half smile on his face. The text over the picture was "Hey" with 2 Y's.
Hey with 2 Y's. Y'all know what that means, right? I used to talk to this girl. I ain't gonna say her name because I'm pretty sure she watched my videos. But every time I sent her hey with the 2 or even the 3 Y's, yeah, do you know what time it is, guy?
I muttered the words, "What the f***?"
Oh. Yeah, that is
For the
weird.
record, I'm a guy, which made this even more weird.
I understand.
My thought process was, I've had enough of this loser already. I'm gonna remove him and make it clear I don't want to talk if I see him at the gym again.
Okay.
And so I did. I removed him minutes after he sent that snap.
You're done. That's it. Out.
I'm sure not even a minute later, again, a message popped up on my phone saying Snapchat from Sean.
Yeah, you gotta get blocked.
I waited a few minutes before opening it. This one was even creepier. Now the kid was sitting up on his bed.
Oh,
no smile,
heck no.
more of a surprised, angry expression. The text over the image
No.
said, "Why did you remove me?"
No.
Now I went as far as to block him, meaning he couldn't snap me anymore.
Get that block work, boy.
And that was that.
We
I
done.
threw my phone on the desk and sighed out of relief.
Oh, man, that's...
Half an hour later, my phone goes off, saying Sean added you as a friend, and then Snapchat from Sean.
What?
He actually made a new account. I opened the snap. I felt my heart drop. It was a picture of my front lawn. The text over it, "Answer me,
Guys, my eyes are watering. Stuff like that really creeps me out. He sent a picture of my man's house. I'm really into creepypastas. I tell you guys that all the time. There are so many stories where like someone's talking to somebody online and then they send like a picture of their front door. Yo, that junk.
It was a picture of my front lawn. The text over it, "Answer me."
We gotta get the 347.
The first thing I could think of was,
357.
how did he find my address? Then I realized, Snapchat made that new map feature that lets you see where your friends are.
What?
Somehow I had the balls to open the window to see outside. It was clear out there. I shut the window and the blinds and started considering calling 911.
Do it! Get the pump action!
It was the sound of taps on the window. I took a deep breath, and with one swift motion, I pulled up the blind and the window at the same time and pulled the kid into my room by his neck.
Oh!
I
Go to
punched him in
sleep!
the face a few times before he was out cold. Now
You
I
man
called
handled this like a
911.
savage!
By the time they arrived, he was awake, cursing me out, promising he'd be back and kill me.
Oh my gosh. Now
The
you gotta
cops heard
move.
it all. I didn't even have to make a case. The kid was an idiot. Luckily, the timing of this worked out well, because I just moved a couple days ago out of state. Only thing that worries me, I don't want to have to make a new Snapchat account, but anytime somebody new adds me on the app, I'll never know if it's secretly that Sean kid again.
Yo, that is so creepy! That's a whole story? Oh, man. These things are crazy!
Boyfriend had just inherited his aunt's house after she
Jumping right
passed
in.
away. She was blind, so the house had speakers and wires around telling her, "Back door open. fridge open.
Oh.
Back room window opened.
Those things
Honestly,
are
the robotic
scary.
voice kind of freaked Carrie out, so the
Yeah.
couple had to go through the house and remove tons of wires. After moving in, they got a puppy, and it was nice not being alone. Her boyfriend had to leave for the weekend because of work, so she stayed home. One
Okay.
day, Carrie was out walking with her puppy, and he started wagging near the fence.
What?
She turned, thinking he was making friends with a bird or critter again. But it was a man, tall, chubby, and unkempt, grinning at them.
Why you got
"What
a Hawaiian
cool dog,"
shirt?
he shouted. "Thanks, he's a Native American Indian dog," she responded. "Oh, I have a rare breed too, see?" He then proceeded to point at a small Shih Tzu dog. "I see. Cool, you have a good one." Carrie started feeling uneasy.
My gosh.
"Why don't I come over and let our dogs meet? Maybe we can do play dates.
Nah.
You're new in town, right? 'Cause the old lady there died?" "Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. Now, before we find out the intentions of Carrie's suspicious neighbor, we have a new sponsor. You're new in town, right? 'Cause the old lady there died?" Upset that he mentioned her boyfriend's aunt, and she was scared he wanted to come over. "I'm sorry, but I'm not looking to make friends right now.
We
Have
good.
a good one."
Yep.
"Oh, come on. Anytime's a good time to make new friends."
Hey,
and
no!
he proceeded to start bolting around the corner towards
Whoa!
the direction. Carrie
Whoa!
panicked. She grabbed her puppy from the ground and rushed to the house, locking all the doors. All exterior doors.
Yo! Yo, just getting a mental image of that popping off. Bro, walking inside. Yo, this is creepy as freak, man. You walking inside your house, right? You get home from school. I'm about to watch me some Corey Kenshin. Give me a Pop-Tart real quick. Then your neighbor come from around the corner.
Howdy, neighbor.
Hello? What?
I said, howdy, neighbor. You new in the neighborhood?
Oh, hey. Yeah, just moved in and everything. Hey, why are you standing behind that tree?
Oh, this is just my favorite tree, that's all. Little old me don't mean you no harm. Do you want to meet?
What do you mean, do you want to meet?
Nothing crazy. I could just come on over.
I'm actually about to get ready to head inside, so it was nice talking to you. Hey! Yeah. Don't you walk up on.
I really just filmed a whole skit in the middle of the animation. I don't know why I'm so extra.
Locked. House secure. Wait, I thought I removed all the wires. She hid behind a kitchen counter as it was the only place in the house with the windows and doors couldn't see. The puppy got angry and started nibbling her, but she made sure not to let him go because she was afraid this man wanted to steal her puppy. She hears someone opening her back gate to the yard and she sees him. The man with the Hawaiian shirt.
What?
There. He started looking at the windows and sliding door on the porch that looked into the kitchen. He tried the sliding door, grunting angrily when it wouldn't open. She was looking for her phone but realized that it was actually in the porch and she hoped he wouldn't notice. Front door opened, unsecured. And immediately heard banging and scratching. She took this chance to make her way out to the sliding back door to grab her phone and ran back and locked it again. "Oh, there you are. I see you now." She just
What is
locked
wrong
it, so
with
it
you?
was okay, but she didn't know if he was going to shatter the glass. She held her phone up and said, "I called the police. They're on their way, and my cameras have your face, so please leave." He smiled and said, "You haven't called anyone yet. All I wanted was to play with your dog. You're such a tease." Carrie called 911
What?
while he watched. She requested help, and they asked her to stay on the phone. He smiled. He held his hands up and left. The dispatch sent someone out, and she gave them a picture from her phone. However, the next day, there was no news of capture even though they said they would update her. So she stepped outside, and there he was, standing in the other yard, smiling at her. "Hey, you want to play today then?" He began laughing loudly.
Bro, I'm about
She
to
ran
kill you.
inside, put her puppy away, and called the police again, and they said it would take time to arrive since last time it was a false alarm. Front screen door opened, unsecured. She ran to the sliding door and it was unlocked. She quickly locked it and heard banging on the side door. Carrie called her last hope for help. her boyfriend's mother who lived a couple blocks down. The woman was a black belt and a boxer. She called her crying, and the mother rushed over, and all she heard from her kitchen was the scream, "If you don't leave, I'll be forced to take you down." She looked out her curtain and saw her and the man outside. He was holding something shiny in his back pocket. Her boyfriend's mother suddenly grabbed the man and kicked him in the ribs as hard as she could and made him drop to the ground. She screamed at Carrie and to call the cops again. "Tell them he has a knife, they'll come quicker." The cops arrived soon after, and the man...
Tell him we're white!
Carrie asked them what he was doing. Was he planning to hurt my puppy? The officer told her, "You're naive if you thought this man wanted your puppy. He was after you, miss. He's a wanted criminal." Apparently, he was a suspect they couldn't find until now. Her boyfriend's mom stayed with Carrie over the night to make sure she was okay. A few days later, her boyfriend came back home, and he was updated on everything that happened. He proceeded to put up cameras and more security. He even put the speakers back into the house as well.
Yeah.
As that voice was actually able to help protect Carrie that horrifying weekend.
Horror Shorts Party. True Omegle chat room horror story.
This story happened to me a couple years ago. It happened on a Saturday night. I was typing out a school report for my English class and was pretty worn out from the tedious amount of thinking that transpired throughout the paper.
Okay.
I decided to take a break and procrastinate a little bit, maybe watch a couple of YouTube videos.
Hold on. Let me rewind that. What was he watching?
Right there. Did you wash your hands, mister? Oh, Jimmy. What did I do about not washing your hands?
Yo, that's what's up, man. We got it set right here.
I needed to take some stress off my mind, but didn't really have anyone to vent or talk to. This gave me the idea to visit a chat room called Omegle.
Bad idea.
For those of you who don't know what Omegle is, it's a chat room where you can literally video chat with random
Run into
strangers online
weirdos
through your computer webcam. Needless to say, Omegle definitely helped with my social skills growing up as a child, so I was always active on it.
Wow.
I remember this one particular night. I was having trouble meeting new people. This left me a little frustrated, to say the least, but that's the kind of thing to expect when you're on these kind of chat sites. That's when I stumbled upon this one guy. He looked to be
I'm clicking next.
Around the same age group as myself, and seemed like a pretty harmless individual. I decided to say hi. He didn't say anything back, he just typed the word hi in the chat box.
Oh, no microphone.
I found it kind of weird that he would go through the effort of typing out hi as opposed to just saying hi verbally. He then waved at me and began typing something else.
Might not have a microphone.
He introduced himself in the chat box saying, "My name is Daniel, what's your name?" I verbally said, "My name is James, how are you?" He then stares at the camera and doesn't say a word to me, completely dismissing the fact that I just asked him a question.
Hello?
At this point, I was convinced that this had to be some sort of pre-recorded video and that someone was just trolling me. That's when he began typing in the chat box again, saying, "I'm deaf, please type in the chat box unless..."
Oh, I feel bad now. I'm like, hello? Open your ears, you freaking moron.
You know, sign language. I honestly felt stupid and immediately typed, "No worries, my name is James," and gave a quick thumbs up as an act of kind gesture. He immediately typed back saying, "Nice to meet you, James," and gave me a thumbs up as well.
Alright.
He then typed something else that left me dumbfounded. He said, "I will use my whiteboard to chat with you going forward, because my hands will be occupied."
Huh?
I was confused by what he meant by that, so I typed, "What do you mean by your hands being occupied?" He then starts writing on a whiteboard and raises it up on the screen, which read, "Want to play a game?"
No, I'm going...
I typed, "Sure, what game you want to play?" What he did next is something I will never forget to this day. He held a revolver up with one hand and the whiteboard up with the other hand, saying, "Let's play Russian roulette." I was honestly quite creeped out by this guy and was contemplating on clicking the stop option to skip this weirdo. That's when he wrote another message on the whiteboard saying, "1 of 6. I was confused by what 1 of 6
rounds, idiot!
He then took the revolver, slipped one bullet inside the cylinder, and began spinning it with his other hand. I now knew what he meant by 1 of 6. It seemed like the guy was about to demonstrate an act of Russian roulette with one bullet in the cylinder of 6. He then puts the revolver against his head.
Oh!
I began typing. What are you doing? Please stop this. The guy then smiles disturbingly on the camera and pulls the trigger. Nothing happened. He starts laughing hysterically like a psycho. I was honestly disturbed, but also skeptical that the gun was real, so I typed, "Is that even real?" He then points the revolver at the wall and begins to repeatedly press the trigger until the shot was fired. I was completely blown away by what I was seeing and typed, "Dude, you could have died!" That's when the guy raised the whiteboard to the screen again.
Yo, this is good. I just had to pause like...
Showing the message, 5 of 6.
What?
I frantically started typing, "Don't do it," repeatedly in the chat box, desperately trying to get his attention. He then began loading the revolver with 5 bullets while I gestured no by waving my hands back and forth like a lunatic.
He's dead.
I knew the odds of him surviving this time were slim to none. He then raises the revolver against his head once again and begins to disturbingly smile, with tears running down his face. He began mumbling the words, "It was nice meeting you, James." I immediately slammed my laptop shut as I hear a gunshot a split second before the laptop was fully closed. I was left baffled on my computer desk. I hadn't a clue what to do. I stupidly opened my laptop with my eyes closed. I pressed my hand against the screen where the video chat was located. I opened my eyes, and through the cracks of my fingers, I can see blood displayed everywhere on his screen. I immediately clicked the exit button on the Google Chrome tab and call it a night. To this day, I'm still skeptical about what I saw that night. I haven't reported anything to the police, nor have I reported anything to Omegle. I'm not sure if that was the wisest decision, but I hope I never encounter anyone like that again.
Story is, he didn't say it had a name. I'm just gonna call it number 10.
Sarah!
A girl heard her mom yell her name from downstairs. So she got up and started to head down. Sarah! As she got to the stairs, her mom pulled her into her room and said,
"What?
I heard it too."
What? Oh, Hanks, no! Bro. My eyes are about to start watering. Imagine you're in your room and then you hear your mom call you. You see her at the end of the hallway, but then your mom pulls you into a room and it's like, "I heard it too." Yo, my eyes are watering. Run it back.
Sarah!
A girl heard her mom yell her name from downstairs. So she got up and started to head down.
Sarah!
As she got to the stairs, her mom pulled her into her room and said,
I heard it too.
What the freak?
Steve.
Oh, come on with the
Stay
buffering.
here and don't make a sound.
Push it in. There you go. Oh my. Oh my God. What is that? Why does that thing move like that? Be quiet. Dude, she just watched her mom get slaughtered in front of her. Don't leave yet! Yeah, she gone. She gone. Oh! She dead. Oh, she smacked it? Let's get it. Christmas time. Okay. Dad, Mom, Sarah. For Santa. Scotty. They starting already. Nobody in the house hear all that glass? Oh. Oh. Ugh. Yeah, glass. Run away, dog. Ugh. Uh-huh. Somebody came out the butthole? Oh! Get off me! That dog not playing! And I ain't done with you! I know what it looks like, guys. I want to cry. Like, it was so beautiful, but at the same time, like, she was dead. Yo, that kid, he's freaking clairvoyant. He had an imaginary friend, but it's like he was connected via... These ones were pretty decent this week. But for next week, I'm gonna need y'all to up the spook factor. I ain't get scared, but like once. Next week, I want your scariest. Now, with that being said, hopefully you all took the time to slice that like button by now. Me? I got some business I need to attend to. If all doesn't go well, we might be in a different house next week. Bring it on, you pigs! Come on!